Super Coco Gauff honors her fathers. Dream after WTA Finals. Dad, I am proud to be your daughter. In the bright, golden glow of the Riyadh sunset, the WTA Finals arena slowly emptied. Yet one young champion lingered on the quiet court. The cheers had faded hours ago. The cameras had stopped flashing and the world had moved to its next headline. But Coco Gauff stood alone at center court, breathing in the silence, holding her racket like it was a memory, not a tool. The match had not gone the way she hoped. The trophy wasn't in her hands that night. Yet, strangely, Coco did not feel defeated. Instead, she felt something deeper, something she had denied herself for years. A pull toward the past, a whisper from home, a reminder of a dream she never dreamt. Alone, her father's dream, Coco Gauff's dream. Tonight, after the world had judged her performance, she wanted to honor the man who taught her that greatness wasn't measured by trophies, but by heart, courage, and the ability to rise after falling. And so she stayed, staring at the empty seats, remembering the sound of her father's voice echoing through every stage of her journey, the dream that began before she could walk, before Coco Gauff was a global superstar, before the interviews and magazine covers, before the grand slams and the WTA Finals. There was a simple dream held quietly inside a father's heart. Coco Gauff, a former basketball player and lifelong lover of sports, had always believed that greatness begins in childhood, not through pressure, but through love, discipline, and purposeful belief. When his little girl picked up a tennis racket for the first time, Corey saw not talent but passion. The spark in her eyes was pure, bright, determined, and he made a promise to himself. I'll give her every chance to become who she wants to be, not who he wanted, not who the world expected, but who she chose to become. He trained her, traveled with her, encouraged her. He watched her fall, rise, cry, laugh, lose, win, always with the same unwavering belief. And Coco grew up knowing her father didn't dream for her. He dreamed with her. The weight of expectation, but being a global star, came with shadows nobody warned her about. Expectations mounted, pressure sharpened. The world wanted results. Immediately, constantly, endlessly. With every victory came louder demands. With every loss came cruel judgment. Coco often hid her fear behind the strength her father taught her, but he always noticed. One evening during training, after a tough loss in Rome, Corey had placed a hand on her shoulder and said softly, "Coco, you don't have to be perfect, just be brave." At the time, she nodded, pretending she understood, but deep down, she still chased perfection. The night after the WTA Finals, now in Riyadh after the WTA Finals, Coco finally understood what he meant. Losing didn't make her weak. Winning didn't define her strength, her courage, her willingness to keep fighting. That was what mattered. A gentle breeze swept across the court. Coco smiled and whispered into the stadium air, "Dad, I get it now." She walked to the players' bench and found what she had carried with her the entire tournament, a small notebook her father had given her when she was 14. On the front read, "For when the world gets loud." Inside, she found pages filled not with advice, but with love. Remember that tennis is what you do, not who you are. Your heart is bigger than any court you step on, whether you win or lose. I am proud of you. A tear slid down her cheek, not from sadness, but from clarity. Tonight, she wanted the world to hear something she had never said publicly with such honesty. "Dad, I am proud to be your daughter. A message that shook the world. When Coco finally stepped out of the empty stadium, reporters were waiting. They expected commentary about tactics, mistakes, or frustrations. But she gave them something else, something raw, vulnerable, powerful. Standing before the cameras, she held her father's notebook close to her heart and said, "My dad believed in me before the world, knew my name. Every match I play, every step I take, I carry his dream with me. Tonight isn't about losing. It's about honoring the person who taught me that real champions rise even without the trophy. Dad, I am proud to be your daughter." Her voice didn't shake. Her eyes didn't fall. She stood tall like a woman who understood where her true strength came from. The clip spread across the world in minutes. Tennis icons retweeted it. Celebrities shared it. Thousands of young athletes wrote messages saying her words helped them breathe again. Because Coco wasn't just a champion. She was a mirror reflecting the truth behind every dreamer stands. Someone who loves him fiercely. A father's reaction. Back home in Florida, Coco Gauff sat in the living room with a cup of tea, refusing to sleep until he knew his daughter was safe and calm. When the video appeared on his screen, he froze. His daughter, his little girl, was telling the world that he was her strength. As her voice echoed through the house, Corey felt his chest tighten. He had always tried to be strong for her, but tonight he allowed himself to feel. Tears fell freely. Proud tears. Gratitude-filled tears. His wife, Candy, sat beside him and whispered, "You dreamed big for her, but you raised her even bigger." Corey nodded, his voice breaking. "She's everything I ever hoped she'd become." A daughter returns home. 2 days later, Coco finally returned home. She expected her father to greet her with his usual smile and a playful comment like, "Ready to get back to work." But instead, when she walked through the door, Corey pulled her into the tightest hug she had felt since childhood. No words, just warmth, just love. After a long silence, he stepped back, eyes watery. "Coco, you don't owe me anything. Not success, not trophies, not speeches. Just be happy. That's all I want." Coco smiled and handed him the notebook. "I didn't win the WTA Finals, Dad, but I won something else. Something bigger. I won myself back. And I won because of you." Corey placed a hand on her cheek. "You never lost yourself, Coco. You just needed to see the girl I've always seen. The new dream." That night, sitting on the backyard porch, where they used to practice footwork drills, Coco said something that made her father's breath catch. "Dad, I don't just want to play tennis for the world anymore. I want to play for joy, for purpose, for us." Corey grinned. The legacy of love. Weeks later, Coco returned to the tour with renewed energy. Her game changed. Not technically, but emotionally. She played freer, lighter, fiercer. Commentators noticed. Fans noticed. Opponents noticed. She wasn't just swinging a racket. She was swinging her truth. And when she won her next title, standing on a podium bathed in gold light, she didn't talk about strategy or statistics. She lifted the trophy and said simply, "Dad, this one's for you." Not because he dreamed of trophies, but because he dreamed of her becoming the best version of herself. The beauty of being a daughter. Coco Gauff is known worldwide as a warrior, a champion, a phenomenon, but the world often forgets she is also a daughter, a girl who grew up chasing a dream held lovingly in her father's hands. And sometimes the most powerful victories aren't won on the court, but in the heart. As Coco often says, "Now a smile I am where I am because of love. And Dad forever. I'm proud to be your daughter. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next